NCRP Productions presents The Alien RPG by Modiphius Games. Episode 2.
Hello everybody and welcome. My name is David. I am your game master today and we are playing Alien, the role-playing game. We are going to go around the table. We are currently playing the starter set pre-generated adventure with the title Chariot of the Gods. And we're going to just quickly go around the table and introduce our players and our characters.
My name is Erin, and I am playing Leah Davis, who is the pilot of this here ship.
Hello, I'm David. I'm playing Wilson. I'm the company agent and great nice guy.
Hey, it's Barry. I am running Lyron Cam, Roughneck.
Hi, this is Matt. I'm playing Lucas, who's a scientist, and also happens to be synthetic.
I'm Jill, and I am playing Vanessa Miller, who is the captain.
Awesome. All right, so
And she's not the nice guy.
just as a quick
I
recap,
am
when we
not
last,
nice.
where we kind of left off is the SS Montero, which is your guys' ship, received a distress signal from the Cronus, which apparently is a ghost ship that has been missing for quite some time, been a part of a century, about 75 years. The ship has just come into view from the bridge, and you guys are kind of taking it all in as you see this ghost ship floating through space. There's this intermittent flickering of lights here and there throughout the hull, but it looks completely devoid of any living form. There's no other type of signal that you appear to be receiving, and you get this eerie feeling washes over you as you look upon this vessel, which is quite a bit larger than the Montero. So,
Do we all know at this point that the vessel has been lost for 75 years? I know certain players or characters have learned that, but as characters, have all of us been informed that? Specifically, has Cam been informed this since he hasn't been around the bridge? Or plugged into the
I think
computer?
we talked about it on the bridge.
no, I'm just kind of giving it a synopsis.
No, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So I still don't know that
Yeah,
part.
unless Lucas or Wilson has shared. I think you're the only two that got successes on that, if I'm right. I think that.
Didn't we talk about it on the bridge,
Yeah, we
though?
talked about it
Everyone
on
who was
bridge.
on the bridge.
All right, so Cam's the only one in the dark. Got
Yeah,
it.
you're the only one in the dark because you went down to Med Lab, right?
Well, I was
he
in the med
watching.
lab, and I
Went
went
to
over
the
and got
galley. Went back to the
food,
galley to get
and
food.
now I'm
You're
suited
still in
back
your
up.
suit.
Yeah.
Right.
Amazing how quick I got back in the suit.
You went down, you took the helmet
off.
off, you ate, and now
Put the helmet back on.
took the helmet back on as you're like chewing your.
GM, can we ask Mother to do... Mother already did a scan of the ship, right? And she said no life form.
So
No biological life
Now, while
forms.
you were in the process of doing the scan, you were interrupted by the distress signal.
Yeah.
So you never completed your sensor scan. So did you want to run a sensor scan on
Yes.
the
Yes.
Montero
Yes.
or on?
I thought Captain Miller was already down with
They were
me.
heading out, but I was going to check we could do a energy scan, see what kind of energy it's giving off.
You want to do a scan on the Cronus or the Montero?
The
On
Cronus.
the Cronus.
Oh, the Cronus. Okay.
Because it seems
We're in the
odd.
Cronus.
This thing's
You
giving
guys are
off
on the Montero.
We're on the Montero. Okay.
Yeah. This is the Cronus.
This thing's
Okay.
giving off a distress beacon, yet it looks like maybe running lights is about the only thing running.
Less than that, even. It's just the intermittent.
So
like,
that seems a
flash
bit
of light.
odd to me.
Right. This is not. It does not appear to be running in some type of autopilot state. It looks like a ghost ship. It's that feeling you get that there's no lights. The way it's drifting. I mean, there's no. Doesn't look like it's being propelled by any type of engine. Engines are completely off. You can tell from where it's at, and it's just floating.
So yeah, I want to check for energy signatures and see if I can locate energy signatures.
Okay. So give me a piloting roll. Anybody that's trying to do that.
I would like to do that as well.
Okay. Anybody like to participate in that?
So then for Cap Miller and I, who are now downstairs and not on the bridge, are we setting to go out? Have we already connected tubes and umbilicus? How are we going to make contact?
Well,
to
we're
go?
going to connect it through our
Umbilical shaft?
docking.
Ah, shit.
We're gonna
That's
do
okay, you're
the
actually piloting?
Yeah.
I'm watching the sensors.
I am actually suiting up
Okay.
right now, getting ready to go over there. We need to take light sources with us as well.
So the ways that you can access the ship, just so you guys know, and this is going to be pretty obvious to all of you, you can either try and attach your umbilical shaft to its airlock, right? And then once it becomes pressurized, then you can just walk through. Or you can do a spacewalk.
No, we're
Leaving
not
your
doing
ship
the
going-
spacewalk.
Okay, not doing the spacewalk.
I have no problem connecting our ship to this ghost ship. No problem, Captain. You tell me what you need, and I got you.
Okay. You're in charge while I'm gone.
Ooh, thank you very much,
James got the
Captain.
comm. All right. Lucas got a question.
So I was going to say to the captain over the comms, Captain, it would be advised that a synthetic travel with you in case something were to happen to you or Cam. That is protocol.
I'm watching Captain Miller.
Is this protocol? You're talking over the intercom, right?
Yeah.
Or our link?
So a lot of, quote unquote away parties or, parties will, a lot of crews have a synthetic, larger ships always have a synthetic on board because they're able to better deal with, one, while everyone's sleeping in cryo sleep, the synthetic is up, performing regular maintenance on the ship and making sure that things don't require food, they don't require air, they are just ongoing, they don't require any kind of sleep, so.
Well, Mr. Lucas, are you up for a walk?
My condition is irrelevant. If you choose to bring me along, I will be a valuable assistant.
I can see where that...
Okay.
He's presented himself as a scientist, which is kind of nice since you guys don't have that
I can see
on board.
the positives of having synthetic myself.
Please join us in
The storage facility is where you store your suits. There is a suit for all 5 of you. There is not a 6th suit, but you don't require a suit.
Yeah.
They found you floating in space. You're good.
Right.
All right.
So, Dave, I got 1 success on the energy readings.
Okay. So you engage the sensor array, and you do not pick up any other type of energy being transmitted from the ship. It is a ghost ship. The sensors aren't going to pick up. They're not as advanced as like being able to tell you exactly what life forms are on board, things like that. They're set to receive communications, distress signals, alerts, things like that.
If it made a nuclear reactor of some sort, a thermonuclear reactor, fusion reactor were running, it would detect that kind of output.
It would. It'd be obvious because the engines would be on. Yeah.
But not a battery, basically.
Right.
And my thinking is 75 years, battery's not going to be working still. The
Probably not.
fusion reactor
Probably
would,
not. Yeah.
but not the battery. So I'm going to...
But you also know that the reactor could be stable, right? And it could be intact and it could be functional, but it could not be running. You know, it could not be supplying power to the engines.
Are you
So-
saying all this over the phone?
No, I'm calling Miller, private direct, like Captain Miller. Please be aware that there's no energy readings for this ship, which means that distress signal is likely a recent event. Batteries would not be running constantly for 75 years.
I am aware of that.
Okay.
Yes. Once we decide that this is safe, if you'd like to go aboard and check out the ship, I have no problem with
thank you
that.
then.
Let's just determine if it's safe first.
Oh, and I'm
Be
sorry,
cautious here.
I apologize. In correction to that, yes, you do pick up. There is a intermittent signal that is pinging from the ship, which is a distress signal. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And it has that being powered.
So you know that emergency systems on ships, they are they don't, like, the rest of the ship can be shut down, and like distress beacons and things like that, while they are powered off of the reactor, they still continue to function.
For 75 years?
Could be.
Okay.
This here, it's a weak but intermittent signal, so it's probably due to the effects of the longevity. If it's been that long, that
If it had one ping every 5 minutes, that would require substantial
right,
less power.
it's not a continual distress signal, but it is there. It is active. You can pick it up every few minutes. You know, it's kind of like, all right, it's faint, it's weak, but it is there.
Okay.
It looks like we were in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go aboard as soon as we're docked to the ship.
Okay.
Davis, you got us set up yet?
I am ready to move into position.
I'm assuming from down below that I'm going to have to make the actual connection. Davis is going to set up the ship, but Davis is not going to actually lock the tube to the other side. That's going to be something I'm going to do from the inside. Is that right?
Say it again.
Am I going to connect the tube from inside the ship? Davis is not going to fly the tube and connect it, right?
No. So Davis
Davis is going to put us in position. Then I'll connect it.
I assume it's going to be like shuttles.
So basically, Davis is going to extract the umbilical and then line it up, and then once it's there, she's going to actually, from the pilot seat, lock it into place.
She is.
Then pressurize
Okay,
the
not
chamber,
me.
and then, you're not going to have anything to do with it.
It's all
until,
me, baby.
All right.
It's all
Don't
piloting.
worry, I got you.
It's all piloting. All right. So give me a piloting roll.
Yep.
To line up the ship.
Okay. 8 dice for me.
If I'm able,
Okay.
I get help with sensors.
Come on,
Okay.
baby. Don't fail me now. I am an expert pilot. I have 1 success.
You line up the ship. All right. So you line up the ship, and you've got, and For those of you that are down in the lower deck, right, you can see how the assembly of the umbilical as it begins to extend itself, right, and the ship slows. You can feel the ship slowing, and you get this thing into position, and you're having, while it would normally be locking, you're assuming that it's in the right spot, but it's not locking in, which is preventing you from pressurizing the actual passageway.
Captain, just FYI, I am having trouble pressurizing.
It's not locking.
It's not locking.
It's not setting itself in.
So you're going to have full gear to go in. I apologize. It's not on my end. I am a professional.
That's okay. We're all suited
They're
up.
probably going to need to do that anyway. 75 years may not have any atmosphere inside.
What about him? Is he going to need a suit?
No, he's fine.
He's synthetic. He don't breathe air or eat food. He fine.
That's
He
weird.
prefers artificial.
It's
life form.
super
Everyone
weird.
keeps calling him synthetic. Hey, synthetic.
I was about to say that. I prefer artificial life form.
Lucas, if you're able to
Sorry
get
there,
power on-
buddy. All right, artificial life form does not need any food or air, so he good.
I'm going to call over. Say, Lucas, if you're able to get power on, could you interface with the records and download ship logs?
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
I'm putting a camera thing on.
okay. So, the only equipment that is... Oh, you've got your camera, right? So
Right.
you're going to mount the camera to, you basically have hair, right? But you can put, some kind of band or something, right? You can,
I figured it just slipped over
Yeah.
side like
All
they
right.
had in the Aliens, the Marines.
Yep. Those are attached to their helmets, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, you can figure something out. It's like a headlamp thing, It's got something that goes around your head. All right.
Oh, we
Cool.
need light sources.
You
going
need
over
light
there.
sources. It's dark in space. All right, and the ship is not emitting any lights other than this intermittent kind of. You see this flashing light, various parts of the ship that light up for a second and then go out.
What do we have? Do we have something we have to
Lanterns
carry?
or
Or do we have something that hooks up to the
flashlight
head, shoulder,
Flashlight.
chest?
Yeah, you got a
So
flashlight
something we have
that
to
you can hook
carry.
to your suit. There are lights on your suit.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
So the ship, the Montero, has a list of equipment. That
Oh
you
yeah,
can,
let's check that out.
Yeah, that you can actually distribute if you'd like to at this point.
I think going over there armed would be a good idea.
Okay.
Remember gun, like one handgun, flamethrower.
Captain, if you're okay, I will go across and see if I can perhaps secure the tube, the umbilical.
Okay, please do so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might need some serious strength to get that cranked open using manual.
All right. So, how you want to do it? You're going to go out the side port of the ship and then spacewalk out. Or you're just going to go through the tube because you
Go through the
don't
tube.
care whether it's pressurized or not. So as long as you guys aren't in the cargo bay,
Yeah.
you can just open
there's
it up and
for the cargo for the cargo.
or you can go from the cargo bay. I'm sorry, to the umbilical tube.
Between the cargo bay and the umbilical. There's not an airlock. I'm assuming there's an airlock.
Yeah.
He can step in the airlock. We can depressurize. He can head
Yeah.
through. And we can watch from the other
That's
side.
what I was going to do, is go through the umbilical.
And I am definitely watching.
All right. So you go through the umbilical, right? And as you kind of float down, you'll immediately notice that the assembly on the Cronus is crumpled and damaged. And you're going to assume that that's probably why the umbilical's not sinking in and giving you the ability to lock in and pressurize. Go ahead and give me a heavy machinery roll.
2 successes.
All right. So you, upon kind of examining the assembly there on the Cronus, you know that you think that you could probably get through there with a cutting torch.
Okay.
And at least get it in a way, at least gain access to the Cronus. But you could anchor the Montero to the Cronus, but you're not going to be able to use. You're probably going to damage the airlock to the Cronus in the process, using the cutting torch to cut away the bent pieces of metal, so you can actually get it opened up.
So it wouldn't hurt our ship equipment. It would hurt
Yeah.
the Cronus assembly.
Right.
Okay.
But once you get past that door, then you get into their airlock and then move past into the ship.
Yeah, I'm fine with it as long as it doesn't damage my ship.
No. But you're not going to be able to actually lock your umbilical to the ship to get.
Which
Yeah,
means even if it's
that's-
serviceable, we probably wouldn't be able to land it.
What you could do is you could position the Montero over with the umbilical extended, and then basically space walk through the umbilical and then through the port once it's open.
Now here's something that I was wondering about, and I would know, my character would know this, but I don't. Do we have the ability to tow the Kronos?
Not with your current payload.
Okay.
Right, the ship's not powerful enough. If you were to jettison your cargo, yes.
Yeah.
But that would forfeit your pay.
Yeah. That's
So, Captain,
not
what's the
gonna
plan here? Are we talking about salvage rights?
Let's see what we're dealing with first, and then we'll.
I mean, we saw it first. Doesn't that mean that we have rats?
Well, so Wilson, you know that the Cronus is a Wayland Teutonic ship, so it is a piece of company property.
Mm-hmm. So there's no salvage. It's already company
Belongs to the
property.
company, yeah.
All right, so I'm
You
taking
know that the
myself.
company would
However,
want it back.
there
I'm
might
taking
be
myself off
finders.
shipwide. I'm going to just us two here with the captain and I.
Okay.
All right, that's fucking bullshit. If we're gonna cross over this thing, we got to be able to get something from it, right?
We'll get something from this. Don't worry.
Okay, because
I'm
we're still a day and a half out from the actual mission.
Nobody is more interested in getting paid for this than I am. And I'll make sure that you and Davis are fully compensated.
Okay. So with that,
Captain, the umbilical connection port seems to have been damaged at some point. It's going to require me using a torch to cut the door open. Is that acceptable?
That's acceptable.
Cap, that's gonna leave that other ship in a bad way. That means we're never gonna be able to hook up afterwards.
Whatever. They don't have any life signs on there. It's fine. Just cut that bitch open.
I realize that that ship has been damaged beyond repair. I don't see another option for connecting to it.
A line could be run from the inner airlock to the umbilical, allowing for a faster transfer, so it's not a free spacewalk if you have some sort of grappling mechanism or tying rope.
Okay.
let me tell you what equipment is on the Montero for you guys to use. All right? On board, there is one M314 motion tracker with a power supply, 5 units of power. There is one cutting torch with 5 units of power. There is a Watasumi bolt gun with 4 shots, which is basically a glorified nail gun. There is an M4A3 service pistol with 1 reload. So the way weapons work is the weapon has a full clip, and then 1 reload is another full clip. There is one A550 400 harpoon grappling gun. There's an M240 incinerator unit with 2 reloads, and a P5000 power loader, also known as Daisy.
Okay. Why don't you use the cutting torch to cut into the other ship since it's been damaged? And let's you and I both need
You can look at
to
the
be
you
armed.
can look at this equipment list here.
So, okay.
You can decide as the captain who gets what.
So on shipway, hey Wilson, what do you know about this ship? I mean,
This
if
is
it's your
bullshit. I don't
corporation's
get
property,
any fun tools.
Well, so you and the captain are, on pretty good terms with each other.
Yeah, we're
She
BFFs.
quite, he quite commonly leaves you in charge when he has to leave the bridge. So, you know that if you were to make a request, you could probably, quite confidently probably be okay going in.
I want a flamethrower.
Like a flamethrower, please.
I have a Blaze plasma rifle with a 30-watt range.
Yep.
Not quite yet. Ask me later.
So, Dave, he asked a question.
Sorry.
He asked what I knew about the ship, and if I remember right, I knew very little other than it's been missing for 75 years, and I have no other information than that.
Right. Give me a wits roll.
What does the motion tracker do?
Nothing.
Motion tracker,
I got a 5.
like in Aliens, in the movie, like where they saw like
Miss Shadow
moving
right
all
now.
around us.
Yeah.
They're right on top of us. It tells you range, and,
Oh, my
and
5s and
it
6s.
pings each little dot on. It's like a radar, handheld radar.
The power supply, can I recharge it?
Well, so yes, you can recharge it if you hook it to the ship, and then if you unhook it and take it with you, it's got 5 units of power.
Okay, so I am taking the motion tracker
Okay.
with me. I am going to give you, Barry, the service pistol.
Wait. So hold on a sec.
Noisy cricket.
So,
Guns in space, that's not good.
so
idea.
Corp Man, are we expecting to see anything on here? I mean, should there be a contingent of Marines or anything?
What'd you get on your wits roll?
Nothing.
He's got nothing. All right.
But I do have a question. Do I have access to... can I get in the computer and pull up information about it? Like, in the first movie, the captain went into the little room and
You
it
can
was
try.
pulled.
You can certainly try.
Okay. Give me a few minutes and I'll see what I can find out from the computer, because I can't remember everything off the top of my head.
Okay.
75 years, missing ship,
So Cap, I'm up for taking the gun, but I'm not really trained on this thing, and we shouldn't see anything. Didn't we say there was no life forms?
You're not trained in firearms.
I agree with Cam. Firearms in an area such as that may lead to an accidental breach in the hull.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally shoot the artificial life form.
So I agree, and
How about the
we
elder?
are most likely not going to have to use it. However, I am always about being prepared,
Safety first.
and if for some reason we do need it, it's there. But
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take it.
let's just take it and hopefully not have to use it.
So, Dave, when we have an opportunity, I want to hop on a computer, see if I find out.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a piloting roll since you're interfacing with the ship's computer.
Yes, 4.
Not such a bad pilot yourself. Nope. You don't have to sit here and take this.
Oh, two successes.
You got 2. You find out that the Cronus was a... So you're able to find out the standard information, which it was a Wayland-Yutani funded operation, which sent the Cronus to an outer rim colony named Draconis 26 to, assess and collect data as to its natural resource availability, right? So they can further make decisions on, hey, do we want to mine this world or not, right? But with your extra success, I'm going to say that you're also able to, with your corp clearance, you're able to actually get a little bit more information. And the fact that
The real machine.
so there was something that was the computer was able to at one point transmit back to the company that they'd encountered some type of indigenous life form that they had brought onto the ship for further study, and that was a broken message, and you couldn't find out any more information, but you are able to verify that they encountered an indigenous life form, and they were bringing it on board for further study. It's a science vessel, so that would have been protocol. You're not able to get any other information.
So
Any
for
other
storyline
information.
purposes, where we are in this game as you're running it, does the average person know about the xenomorphs?
The average person knows that xenomorphs exist in one form of another. When we make reference to the traditional alien xenomorph that we know about from the movies, no.
No. Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking. Because they call them xenomorphs.
Right, yes, they are.
All
They
right.
are.
So
They
the
are
average person-
extraterrestrial life form, right?
All right.
The xenomorph is like the umbrella, name that they use for aliens. Right?
So we the crew do not specifically, unless our character sheet tells us, know anything about these things.
Right. There are neomorphs and xenomorphs. Xenomorphs are a more evolved form of a neomorph. There's abominations. There's all kinds of different things that exist, and everyone's heard the stories, read the stories, or seen a movie about something that's happened at some point, right? So that they exist on far outreach worlds, colonized systems. They did not.
We don't set up colonies on inhabited
Yeah,
planets.
but you know that the colonial marines and things like that, they often encounter extraterrestrial life forms on distant planets, but they go and deal with that stuff long before any colonization attempts take place, so that it's safe. They're very tough hombres.
All right. The reason I'm asking is when Wilson gives us that information, there's no reason that we suddenly.
I'm not gonna give you all.
But I'm just saying, when we get it, it does. We as the players are not, or the characters are not going to instantly go, "Oh God, it's a xenomorph. Let's get out of here."
What information does Wilson give the players?
Well, I hop on and say, Captain and Cam, please be cautious. It appears the ship is engaged in some kind of bio research.
What the hell's bio research?
Well, it's an umbrella
Biological
term.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but it sounds bad.
Well, this is a science vessel, so stuff
There
like
could
that
be
is to be
biological hazards
suspected.
if it's contained.
Okay.
Wait, so what are we talking about? Like plague?
The Black
It's
Plague.
unspecific, but it could have something to do with DNA found in space.
Okay, I say we let him go, and I'm pointing down the umbilical tube.
You're pointing at Lucas, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So-
Mr. Lucas is coming with us, and we will be careful.
I'd be very cautious and keep your what is it, not contamination protocols.
Your suit.
Well, make sure your suit's intact, of course, but
Captain.
biohazard protocols. There we go.
Indeed, and we will go through decontamination when we come back onto the ship.
Captain Cam makes a good point. I could do a cursory evaluation of the ship, and then once it's been cleared, let you two on board.
Right, now that he's said that, I'm thinking maybe I don't want him to do that. That's just me thinking. And
Nah, man, use the tool. Use the tool.
not on open comm, but directly to only you.
Hey,
But
so
he
look,
still has access to.
No, he's down the umbilical.
Send the android. If you blow
No,
us up, we know
he's
to leave.
hacked into the ship. He
But
still
Oh,
has
that's right.
access.
Okay.
But okay.
all right, got it.
But player doesn't, or character doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So, Captain, aren't you a little concerned when the company man is saying be careful? Doesn't that raise red flags for you?
Indeed. That is something that I considered. However, there are a lot of things over there that could be very valuable that might mean, and this is just
Just the two of us,
the
right?
two of us, that might mean we could potentially lease the ship from the company and be free of them sooner. Which
Point
is,
taken.
something that I would very much like to rid myself of William and Utani. So yeah, I think that if we keep safety in mind and go through decontamination when we come back on the ship, I don't see a reason why going over there would be a problem.
I'll turn to the space frequency.
Then I'll go back on regular comms. Mr. Lucas, we will all be going aboard.
I must strongly discourage this action. There may be radiation leaks, some sort of DNA, even viral agents that have yet to could explain why the ship has been missing for so long. Perhaps you would just at least let me go to the bridge and start everything up before you board. I could quickly assess the status of the ship.
You'd assume, Lucas, that in the ship's current state, if it's running on basically like the most nominal of auxiliary power, just basically to stay. Basically, the only thing what you're seeing is probably it's only have enough power being supplied to keep the emergency systems operational. The life support systems wouldn't be operational. They would need to be brought back online. So the atmosphere inside the ship, the temperatures inside the ship are definitely be something of concern. Somebody that was not in the suit.
And I'll add that then to what I'm telling the captain.
Captain, we recently picked up a very usable tool. I suggest that we use that tool to the best of our abilities. Do not endanger human lives for a synthetic life.
So
You
you're
know what I'm
sending the
saying?
corp man in?
I heard that.
Okay, your concerns are noted. Mr. Lucas, since you volunteered to scout ahead, go to the bridge. Make sure that there are no dangers to human life, and if you can, start her up.
Roger that, Captain. So I'll start.
All right. All right. You're gonna take the cutting torch.
Yep.
All right. You're gonna head down the umbilical, and kind of float down and drop down on top of the airlock hatch, and go ahead and give me a heavy machinery roll to start cutting through.
Okay, that's a lot of dice. You're good, right?
He's really strong, I guess.
Okay, he's good. He's
All right,
good.
all you need is one. So, all right, you successfully cut through, and you've gained access into the airlock, which then proceeds down several meters and then ends at a hatch. The hatch looks like it's operational. You can open that up.
All right. So
You'll notice as you get closer to the hatch, it's very dark in here, right? As you cross the threshold where the outer airlock hatch is, it's completely pitch black. But you've got a light source. Well, you've got your camera, but you're not wearing a suit. So what are you using as a light source?
I would have grabbed a flashlight.
Okay.
And
You
I'm
can grab a
using
flashlight
that.
off the ship, and and you can see that there's a hatch down below. The hatch down below is covered with a layer of shiny, kind of vibrant, crystalline ice shards. It's completely frozen over.
So I'm gonna, basically just tell him everything I'm doing as I'm walking down there. So I've made my way to the main hull door. I am beginning the process of opening it. It is covered in ice crystals. And while I'm saying that, I'm using my motion detector.
You have your camera, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have like a helmet cam like
Yeah,
this.
I want to
So
Can
we're
I
watching.
watch this
view his
on
camera.
deck?
You guys can actually sync the camera signal to Mother on the Montero,
Yeah,
so
that's
you guys
what I
can
wanna
watch
do.
the video feed off of his head cam. If you
Okay.
want.
We'll probably be watching that exclusively up on the bridge and not even paying attention since
So yeah,
we should be
what
watching.
you're looking at from the cameras, you're looking at, you see this hatch, and then it kind of opens up. Finally, gives way. You're able to slide the sheets open, and then you see down below this dark. The light as it's kind of panning left and right, and eventually what comes into view from the camera view is this iced over metallic hatch. You can see how thick the crystals are and how thick the ice sheet is on top of this thing. This thing looks like it's been frozen and and for a long time. You would assume that because of the damage to the outer airlock seal that it's frozen because of that.
Okay.
But you're also going to assume that, if the life support systems inside the ship aren't online, it's going to be freezing temperatures inside the ship as well.
But it need condensation on the hatch in order to freeze.
In theory, yes.
So that's highly unusual.
So I am working on opening the door, see if it'll open.
Okay. So you go to open the door. The door seems to be serviceable. So you open it up, and it opens up into the section A1 on our little diagram. Which I can do is, here you can take this little guy right here,
Is that this one?
and you can use this as a marker to move throughout the ship, right? Right, so that's the airlock, all right? So you come down, and then you go into the airlock. Yes, indeed, everything inside of here is also dark and iced over.
Based on the schematics, what's the shortest way to the bridge?
Shortest way to the bridge, based on the schematics, is there is a stairway outside, just outside to the south. If you come down, there's a stairwell that goes up. And, this is deck A, which is the top deck. So the next deck below is where the bridge is. So you go down to deck B, you can actually take the stairs down and then move back up towards the bridge, which is on this map here.
Okay, so I'm going to make my way to the bridge.
Okay, so you go to put yourself, so right outside the bridge. So outside the bridge, you are going to find that the door appears to be, the door appears to be non-functional. Right? There's no power going to the door. But you have a laser torch, right? So you could try and cut through it. You also know that if you're somehow to restore power to the ship, you might be able to open it normally.
So, Captain Miller, the door does not seem to be operational. I could cut through it to reach the bridge, or if you wish, I could find some way to restore power. That may make the process longer, though.
Go ahead and cut through it.
Don't you synthetics have some sort of like hold strength or something? Can't you just force the door?
Hey, before we're cutting everything and breaking stuff, why don't you see if you can reroute power? Or click something back on? Maybe there's auxiliary running through the walls?
I agree with Cam. Maybe before we damage the vessel.
I don't think we should restore power because if there's any biologicals that are in suspended animation, we don't want to have the chance of them being released.
What the hell kind of ship are we talking about here? Shouldn't
Why
they
don't
all
we
be
want
inside
biological?
stuff?
Why don't we want biological to be restored? You find
Well,
with
as long as the
human
power's
beings
off.
being dead?
No, as long as power's off, then that's whatever's contained stays contained.
So I'm gonna
What if you
record
restore
the
something
footage
and there's a
of it.
machine that's
So I
damaged,
understand with looking at the door.
and by having
Okay.
power,
Do
it releases the
approximately,
biologicals?
like,
All
5
right.
minutes. I'm going to see if there's any sort of energy,
It's just an extra level of security.
like a terminal or something I can access.
There's a small terminal just on the wall next to the door.
All
It
right.
looks like an access. There's a keypad there where you can punch in a code and that kind of thing,
All right.
which is pretty common on ships. You can lock them out. Usually, captain or pilots, got access codes to the bridge. I mean, it's kind of a secure area.
Mr. Lucas, try and reroute power. If you're unable to, then go ahead and cut.
Confirmed, Captain.
We have
So,
a portable
Does it have
power supply.
Can I get power on it? I'm touching the keypad.
I have the
As
proximity.
you touch the keypad, nothing
I just wonder if
seems
we have
to,
a portable power supply.
seems to
Yes,
come
we do.
alive.
I'll use that.
But can you plug in and give it power?
The portable power supply.
So you
plug it in,
could
power
try and
that.
slave power from the Montero to the Cronus just to bring up maybe its mother unit, its computer unit to try and start to restore power to the ship.
That's a very good idea, Davis. Mr. Lucas, if you're able to do that, please do so.
That's why you're behind the wheel.
So I will begin setting up
Professional.
slaving the power from
Okay.
the
So you go back to the Montero, right? So the doors, are you leaving the door open on the airlock, even though it's not pressurized, so you're not suffering any decompression in the ship at the moment. But are you leaving it open while you go back to Montero and get the necessary equipment to run a slave power line, or are you gonna close it behind you?
I assume he's a synthetic, and so he doesn't.
It's like
really
a walking
give a fuck.
brain.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
So I will actually probably close the door since
Okay.
there's a potential biological.
Oh, look, he's like thinking of the
He's
rest
got
of
the-
us,
the three
biological
rules.
people.
Uh-huh.
He's got the 3 rules. Can't by inaction allow harm. to
The
come.
3 rules
Yep.
from iRobot.
Yeah.
Well, they're Asimov's rules.
Yeah.
They're pre-programmed not to hurt, and
Right.
Or by inaction cause harm.
Yeah, to people. Yep. So, all right. So you close it behind you. You go back into the Montero, and you're able to grab a slave line that you can then drag out to the Cronus. And there's a slave module, between the airlock and the stairwell when you go in.
All right, so I'll plug it into that.
Okay. You'll connect to that. So go ahead and give me a piloting roll to properly connect everything up.
It's on the agility. Yeah.
But he's better at almost everything.
Dude, he has a 6 in he has a 6 in
7 in
agility.
strength.
That's
Yeah.
not fair.
The only thing he's bad at is personal stuff.
But he can't push tests.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a
Alien, yeah.
distinct
So
disadvantage.
Oh,
2 successes.
All right. So you successfully slave the line from the Montero to the Cronus. Because of the power draw, you guys are going to lose your sensor array for a moment while it draws power from that.
That's okay.
Just during the initial boot up.
Yep. So in moments, what are you going to do once you get it hooked up? You're like, cool.
I'm gonna head back down and wait patiently.
Back to the bridge.
Yeah, back down to the bridge.
Okay.
when you say
Just-
patiently, are you like unmoving, like just
Yeah.
completely still, like creepy vibes?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of hands.
All right.
on the side.
Well, moments after connecting the power, it seems that the ship's receiving the power draw. You let Davis know. Okay, go ahead. Reroute the power. He does.
Can't
She
fork it,
does.
buddy.
And moments after you get up to where the bridge door is, you start to see some lights go on. Things are starting to power. You guys from outside the Cronus start to see lights start to come on. One at a time, and the thing starts to. Looks like something's being powered up inside. You knew that Lucas was running a slave line to the ship, and so it looks like whatever he did is working. Moments after you get to the door, you see the little data pad light up.
So I am going to looking at it and going through the common patterns that humans use, try to open the door.
Okay.
Using
Humans
known
use.
combos. And
Do
I'm going to go really, fast.
Give me a piloting roll.
Okay.
How many dice are you
He's
rolling?
got, like 9 or 8 or something like that.
7.
So
Okay.
he has a good chance of actually doing
I was
it.
worried because I have 8.
Ooh,
I
alright,
want to know
alright.
that I'm
Can I
better
roll
than.
this one from earlier where I gave myself a +1?
Yes, you can.
Dang it.
Do I know a...
Not as good as the
Are
real
you
thing,
going
baby.
to stay with that, or are you going to use one of the party's chips?
I am going to contact Wilson.
Okay.
Wilson, do you know any of the codes that were provided for the ship?
And that's why I'm just... I probably don't know specific codes, but do I know a company override code?
You don't know. You would have to communicate back and go, hey, I need.
You're not a high
Is this a
level.
private?
The codes are specific to the ship.
saying it over
So you
One
know
minute.
typically, well, you would know that, give me a wits roll. Give me a wits roll to see if you.
Is this a piloting or?
It's anything that has to do with the ship falls under piloting.
Nothing.
Okay, nothing. So yeah, you're like, no, you'd have to ask, you'd have to make a call and be like, hey, how do I get these doors open?
Maybe you should act as a professional. Just
So,
saying.
Now, was this a communication just between?
No,
No, he was
over.
saying it was like.
Okay.
Is
So,
it?
Captain Miller, you
Can
know
I
that-
try?
yeah, you know that bridge doors are typically accessed via some type of access card, which typically captains or first mates have, or a series of security codes that can be given to certain personnel on the ship. A lot of times, if it's a standard array, you should be able to use your access key to open up a bridge on another vessel,
Okay,
unless it specifically is locked out for certain things.
so I'm going to say maybe I think that I can use my access key to open up the bridge on another ship.
I got a Slim Jim.
If you provide
Is there
me
any
the
way
key,
to
I
assist,
can-
like the captain?
In this event, no. Normally
I'm
there's a
in the
way to
combat.
assist on rolls, but in this event, no,
Unfortunately, I
because
can't provide you with
Captain's the
code.
only one that has an access code.
Stand by.
So there's some
Cam and I will be coming
standard
over.
practices that you try to do.
If I was this private or is
No,
this
this was over.
In the
I'll let you
meantime-
know when it's private.
just an alternative? You might search for any deceased passengers to see if they have an access card, and also in the meantime, I'll go into the computer and see if I can pull up a code, just in case the other things don't work.
Okay, that sounds like an acceptable idea.
Captain Miller, will you please wait until we exercise these two options?
For your safety.
Okay.
So, Dave, I'm gonna hop on the computer
Okay.
and report contact with Kronos, requesting security codes.
Okay. So you're requesting a standard security array, access array for ship bridge?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. All right. So you know the communication typically, it takes, it's not instantaneous. It's not like a live chat, where you're chatting with somebody back on the home world. It's like you send the transmission and then maybe a few minutes later, it's received and then you wait.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So you send. Boom. All right.
Yeah, I'll get a cup of coffee and
Okay, cool.
walk around the bridge with my cup of coffee.
Okay.
Go, okay.
Okay. Now, so who is still? So everyone except for Lucas and Captain Miller are still on the Montero, right?
Oh, and me.
Everyone, you guys are all. Oh, you're on. So you've gone down with Captain Miller to the Kronos.
No. I'm
Miller's-
still on the Montero.
I'm still on the Montero.
Yeah.
The only one on the
Montero,
other
sorry.
ship.
Are
Yes,
down
Lucas.
in
Okay.
the cargo bay, getting ready to go.
I
We're
thought
outside
Lucas
the
was the
buildings.
only one
And we're
on
both
the Kronos.
suited up.
Okay.
He's the only one who's actually on the Kronos right now.
Okay. So while you're kind of discussing what you're going to do, and you're thinking, all right, cool, I should be able to go down and assist with my captain's access card. Mother's going to come online on the Montero and inform you of standard salvage operational procedures.
Okay.
Right? She reminds you, says, may I remind you, Captain, that the recovery of scientific data and samples from the USCSS Cronus would be of paramount priority, as well as escorting the salvaged Cronus to Anchorhead or another whaling-Yutani facility, and saving the lives of crew members aboard the Cronus if there may be any on board.
Well, we did
It's
scan it,
unlikely,
and there's
but
no
possible.
biological.
You didn't pick up
life
anything in
signs.
your scan, but that doesn't
Okay.
mean there's something there.
Mother, is there ever a reward for such things?
Unknown, but at times there have been documented occurrences of companies providing compensation for the acquiring of life forms, preserved artifacts, and scientific data and samples of faraway reaches.
Thank
Hot
you.
dog,
Mother.
Captain, you're right, we're getting paid.
Indeed.
I must put the caveat that it's possible you'll be paid. I cannot guarantee that pay will come about from this.
Mother says, "Well, as a consolation, I've scanned the ship's floor plans and I'm uploading them now for you."
Thank
Right.
you, Mother.
She brings up, boom, right now you can access. You've got a full floor plan of the ship that you guys can all access at any time. Grab, figure out where you're at. That's what she's been doing basically, as she's been scanning, the ship room by room and drawing that map so that she can deliver to you guys. Right?
Does our power umbilical also have computer?
What do you mean?
Is it a dual port basically? Is it just power? Or does it have a computer interface so that our computer can talk to their computer?
No, you're just slaving power from the Montero to the Cronus right now. Right? But in doing so, you have now engaged the Cronus's onboard mother unit, and it's become. You guys have like a 5,000 series. This is like a 2,000 series mother unit, right? Which is like MUTHUR.
Our software's
right?
not
But people just
compatible.
call it mother. Right? So everyone on ships that have this unit, in one of these models, they just call it mother. Right? So.
It's got Windows 95. We're screwed.
Pretty much, right? Yeah, it's an older model, but it checks out, and it interfaces with your more advanced 5,000
It's an older
series.
code, but it checks out.
Exactly. Eventually, back on the Kronos, are you going to do anything while you wait? Eventually, you've got the key code there. Are you waiting for Captain Miller to arrive with the access key?
Oh no,
or-
I was actually going to wait for him.
Okay.
I'll see if I'm
Oh,
not sure if
no.
this ship has a voice, but I'll say, "Mother, can you hear me?
Yes.
Would it be possible to have you open this door?
Access denied.
I would like to. I'm going to take over this mother. Call her mother too for this.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, hack into it.
So, and that is.
I had asked
So
him to.
you're gonna try and basically interface in from the data port by the door?
Yep.
Okay, so give me a heavy machinery roll.
Oh.
You're gonna be a -2 dice on this one. Because you're not really equipped to do this right now, but
A -2, huh?
Yep.
He's still better at it.
Still got like 5 dice, 6 dice.
What is it? What roll is it?
He's doing heavy machinery right now to access the guts of the panel.
I got one
Go
success.
on
Okay,
success.
you pull the panel off without damaging anything, and now give me a piloting roll at -2.
Okay.
I love androids.
They're a
Right
tool.
up until you don't.
Mischievous little things, I say. It's an older model, but it checks out.
Ooh.
Womp, womp, womp,
Alright,
womp.
so as you try and act, well, are you happy? Are you staying with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. So you get the panel off. You try and interface with some of the circuitry there, and you're not quite able to sync up with. Well, you're probably guessing that it's not quite online yet, right? And you didn't appear to have damaged anything or set off any alarms. So
So I would like to try one thing. Since I can't interface that way, I'm going to say, Mother, this is a salvage operation. Can I please have access so I can determine the condition of the crew?
so she a few moments pass, and she says activating cryo tubes now.
Oh, what?
Do we hear that or just him because he's on the ship?
Nope, that's not good.
You know that means that the cryo tubes that are on the ship are now being
Opened.
brought. If there's anyone sleeping in the cryo tubes, they're being brought.
If there's no
online,
atmosphere,
and
you're
they're
gonna
Oh,
open up
right.
to-
Maybe I was a little
Mother,
hasty. That might be a
That
good
is
thing.
not a safe thing. There is no atmosphere at the ship currently.
Oh, right. There's no atmosphere.
She says, on the contrary, I've brought online the life support systems, and they are fully functional.
Okay.
Mother, there has not been a visual confirmation yet. Are you certain about your analysis?
I am certain.
To what degree?
I am certain.
To what degree percent?
I am absolutely certain.
99.99%.
Yeah, computers say absolutely certain. Yeah. There's somebody up in a closet going, yeah, this is the way it is.
There is no room for error.
That's a guy in not RoboCop.
So I'm gonna.
The vending
I am
machine
certain
guy.
between
So at this point,
99.99
all the lighting
and
inside, like the hallway that you're standing, is now
99.98%.
it's fully lit. There's light around the edges of the door, that go to the bridge, and you begin to hear this low hum.
Down the umbilicus are the Miller and I seeing light in the hallway.
Well,
wasn't
shaft,
there?
The port's closed, so you're
it's
looking down
closed
the
to you. Okay,
umbilical
all right, no
to
problem.
the opened air shaft, and then down another few meters, you've got the airlock, which is closed.
Okay, so we would not see light. All right.
No.
Captain Miller, I believe the mother on this ship may be damaged. She has begun activating sequences to awaken a crew and is beginning to do other. Sorry, this isn't how Lucas is saying. I'm trying to find the words.
yeah.
It's hard to play Android.
It is really hard to play an Android.
Trying to activate protocols without proper
No human emotions.
confirmation.
I am not damaged. I am
Yes.
fully aware of the life support necessary to maintain onboard sentient beings. Crew of 5 currently being brought out of cryosleep.
And again,
Ooh,
none of us
motherfucker.
hear that.
No,
No.
Okay.
you hear it.
Yeah.
Except Lucas.
You hear, and if you're on the channel with Lucas, you overhear it.
Is it a possibility that you or Wilson have some sort of override command?
There is a possibility that I might have an override command.
Carbon dioxide levels exceeding normal, sustainable limit.
Okay.
Okay.
Mother, there's the proof that the ship is not ready for the crew to be awakened yet.
Doesn't respond.
We were informed that there were no life signs available.
You didn't see anything on the sensor rolls that you guys got.
That would be correct if they were in suspended
Just out of
animation.
character,
Uh-huh.
would
Okay.
Mother recognize people who are in cryosleep as biological signatures?
Mother knows if the cryo tubes are active and they're sealed and they're operational. The computer knows.
Okay. All right.
But
Okay.
our computer on our ship
Your
would
computer
not
doesn't.
know.
Would not
No.
know that.
The mother, so Mother 2, which is the Cronus, would know. Mother 1, which is the Montero, does not know.
Correct.
Okay.
Lucas, is it my understanding that the cryo tubes on that ship are presently being opened, or can we disconnect power before that happens to prevent it?
I can try to interface again and to disrupt the process.
Try to interface and disrupt the process.
I don't want life support on that ship at the moment until we determine the nature of any possible contamination.
Indeed.
You start to feel the temperature inside start to level out a little bit as it's being brought up, where you're outside the bridge doors, right? It's still very cold, but you would suspect that the temperature in here is sustainable for someone who's a non-synthetic if they have the proper clothing.
Right.
So we're no longer in like sub-zero freezing temperatures.
All right.
Right.
I'm going to try to reboot Mother System. Can I try to get in again from where I'm at?
You can't get in again from where you're at here since you already tried. Actually, no. I'll let you try again. But so you're at a -2 now. You're gonna be at a -3.
Okay.
You're gonna be at a -3 this time.
Oh, never mind. I said nice DM.
It'll be a little bit harder.
Got a success.
Okay, you get one. All right. So you interface with Mother, and it says, "Hello,
There's a
Lucas.
corporate
How may I
suite.
help you?"
Lucas. Or, Mother, from now on, you will only take commands for me. Do you understand?
I don't understand.
Explain. Please stop all processes that you have initiated and begin running a full system check. I believe that you have developed issues.
It says, Captain Balaji, in moments, the captain will be able to further discuss options with you. Until such a time, or until directed by the captain, will I deviate from my current course.
Captain Balogi is currently
Incapacitated.
incapacitated.
On the contrary, you may proceed to cryo deck 2 and discuss this with him.
Mother, can you please open the bridge for me?
Certainly. Door's open.
Alright, I'm gonna walk into the bridge.
Okay.
Is there a way to shut down Mother's control?
So, you know that typically the only real way to shut down, yeah, you can do an override, but typically that is something that only the captain has access to. It would take quite
Not
a
the
while
pilot?
for you to figure out how to do that. It's not impossible. So we've got fragments of time that exist, kind of represent how much time it takes to conduct certain tests. Whether it be a shift or a turn or a combat round, it would be several turns. So it'd probably be several hours for you to try and reprogram or shut it down without the proper codes. But it's like trying to find the needle in the haystack, but not impossible if you want to start trying to do that.
Alright.
What would be the attribute to do that?
It would be piloting. It'd be heavy machinery and piloting. So heavy machinery is going to get you access to the actual hardware of the ship, and then piloting to basically interface with the ship's systems and begin rewriting or reprogramming.
Could I possibly try as a pilot?
Up here.
You could.
Upstairs.
You'd still have to make a heavy machinery roll to
I do have
interface
one.
up, but you would need some type of. If you were able to get to the bridge and find a serviceable console, you could.
Oh, I had to be there in person.
You'd have to be there in person. You can't do it from the
Okay.
Montero.
We don't
So,
have any
I'm
computer
still
connection.
I'm still in the
I'm going
pilot
to ask
seat.
the Mother of the Cronus to translate all scientific and medical data over to the... What's her ship's name again? I forget.
Montero?
Montero.
Okay.
Do not inform the crew that this is occurring. I would also like it at the same time to broadcast all medical and scientific data to the nearest Wayland-Yutani point.
Okay. So after a couple of seconds, Mother comes online and says, "Please enter access code."
Alright, I'm going to...
He's hijacking
And you're
my
going to
job.
assume that this is where you would need that captain only code.
Okay.
So you haven't tried to do this, but if you were to go on to the Montero and access Mother there and try to capture any scientific data on board of a science vessel is considered like classified data, right? And so it's protected by security. In order to get past that security, you need some type of special access. Even on the Montero, to get to certain data, you would need Captain Miller's access code to get to.
Alright.
You're able to interface with about 99% of the data that's on the ship. The ship's flight recorder, all systems, sensors, self-destruct sequence. So you can even do self-destruct. But there are a few things, especially the science vessel is a little bit different caliber of ship, and so there are some things that require specific access to actually gain access to.
It's quite possible that even the captain doesn't have access to some of the science stuff.
It may just be going into a computer that's sending information back to the company, or being recorded on something that needs to be removed specifically by certain personnel upon return, or something like that.
Would it be possible to have the mother of Montero access this mother and get the data?
Like a battle of wits between the two mother units?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
With the idea
powerful
that
computer.
it's corporate directive to ensure the data is secure.
Okay. You're not sure if that would be something that would work or not. It would, again, take an extended period of time to try and make that happen. But it's not beyond the scope of possibility, but not probable.
All right.
Because typically the two units don't talk to each other, but it is supplying power. You can slave, right now this ship's slave to the Montero, that's why it's got power. You will also know that once the ship gains a certain amount of power and off as a slave, right, Mother can then take over. Once she's powered back up, she can actually then fire up, start drawing power from the reactor and things like that, where you no longer need to slave to the Montero.
All right.
Remember, we are waiting for the command codes anyway.
Right. I'm gonna make my way to the cryo storage area.
Okay, you see it there on the map?
Yeah.
Right. You got 2 cryos.
It goes down here to
3
the stairwell.
cryos.
Yep.
Right.
Is there 3 there?
Up
Yep.
the stairwell, and then down the
Take a
hall.
look, I got a map right here. Alright. So yeah, cryos 1, 2, and 3, and so Mother told you that Captain Balaji is in cryo deck 2.
All right.
So you're gonna start heading down, you're gonna go back down to deck A and start working your way down towards the cryo deck.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to take off my helmet.
Alright, so back on
Since
Montero.
we still aren't in the Montero, or we still aren't moving down.
Okay.
And again, talking inside, no longer through any kind of an open channel of any sort. Captain, we need to get on there. If they're coming alive, you don't want them waking up to a synth.
I mean, the synth is the best.
Well, that would be us just talking in the
They're not even
the
on
best.
comms.
Yeah,
Not
we're
over.
just
They're in person.
in person.
Yeah.
Live and in person.
This is true. It would be better for one captain to speak with another.
So I say we
They
go
are
over there.
alive.
To hell with the corp guy. Let's go.
Indeed.
Yeah,
I'll
it might
get-
be better to wake up to a real live person instead of a robot.
I'm going to put my helmet back on.
Yep, I'm on.
I'm going to say, Lucas, we will be coming aboard now to address the newly awakened captain and crew and let you guys know that we will be leaving the ship. Davis, you're in charge.
Confirmed. I would suggest you wear
That was
air
leaving you on the
filtration, self-contained
That's
systems
fine.
until
I know how to
such
handle
point as
myself.
the atmosphere can be
So
confirmed to
you
be
can set the ship
Absolutely.
on autopilot, basically to just stay here, basically. You know?
Station keeping.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like you walk away from the station and it just starts drifting, all over the place. You can set it to
All right.
stabilize. Yeah.
I will set on autopilot then because I have some things to research on my comlink.
All right.
Just got to play Candy Crush.
Yeah, Candy Crush.
So,
Cam, let's go over.
so I'm asking Mother, does this ship have a synthetic?
Yes.
What is the current state of this synthetic?
Non-operational.
Very good. Where is Captain Bellagio's locker?
Storage facility.
Is that nearby here?
Let's see. The storage facility on. So you were on deck A, and you've got.
Damn it, I think I took the wrong character down.
Storage
I'm
is.
stuck on the ship.
You are stuck on
So
the ship.
stuck.
You are
The corporate
actually in
suite.
charge right now, and you
All
can't
right, all
leave.
right.
Examination.
It's not like anything's happening. It's super
very good
boring.
Mother tells you that Captain Balaji's personal items would be stored in the corporate suite, which is down on deck B.
Corporate suite sounds
Yeah.
pretty swanky.
You're essentially there to babysit him.
Yeah.
Because I can't leave him alone on my ship.
Wait, is he
by
still on the
himself.
ship?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
He's
You
still on
sitting
the
up in-
bridge.
left me with the narc? God damn it.
He's
You
still
just
on
gotta
the
convince
bridge
him,
with
hey,
you.
let's get out of here.
I'm gonna. So I'll go into
What
the
if we
suite.
just
to-
run?
Have I done
So you're gonna
anything
start
at all
moving
to
down.
warrant
No, I'm
this?
gonna go into the cryo chamber too.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
first of all,
I have
you're
been
gonna come
nothing
down
but
to the
helpful.
cryo
I would not
chamber.
abandon
What's
Miller.
everybody else doing?
So we're going down the umbilicus
Okay.
to where the starting point. I don't know if you want to give me a second token so we can identify
There's a
us.
second token here.
One of these? Are those the
Yeah, those are the cryo.
And I do have the motion tracker with me.
You got the motion tracker, and it's on. Okay. So with the motion tracker, you are picking up movement on your motion tracker. It is... So when I refer to zones on the map, zones are going to be either one room, or if the room's big enough, like for instance here, it'd be 1, 2, different zones by the dotted lines or the lines that are drawn across them.
I assume the motion that I'm seeing is probably Lucas.
You can assume that to be a safe bet, right? But you do pick Lucas up on your motion. Boop, boop, right? The pulse,
Okay.
right?
Mr. Lucas, we're headed your way.
Okay. You get that as you come up to the cryo. There's 3 cryo. They've got like kind of the clear doors. They're no longer iced over. You see that it's completely thawed. Now you've got a little bit of moisture, around on the floors and things like that. But even then, it's starting to dissipate a little bit. The temperature here has been stabilized. And as you look into the cryo room, right? In this room there are 9 cryo beds, right? And you see that there are all 9 are open, but there are 5 individuals that are in 9 of them and are kind of like. They're like holding their head, like haven't taken notice of you yet, but you're looking at them as they're kind of like just starting to like lift their heads out of the tubes, much like you guys were earlier on the Montero when you came out of cryo sleep. You guys have obviously been asleep.
I'm going to go over to the medical terminal.
Okay, medical terminal is that's in the medical lab, which is at a different area.
Is there a terminal here I could interface?
Inside the room.
Yes.
So you're going to go into the room.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you go into the room, are you not trying to sneak in the room?
Nope.
Okay, so you walk into the room, and they all kind of look at you and get kind of wide-eyed, like. And at one point, this
what the fuck?
This gentleman looks at you and says, "Ava."
Ava.
No. My name is Lucas.
Lucas. Where's Ava? It's all Mother. Find Ava.
Scanning.
Ava synthetic unit.
Scanning.
Non-operational. Good morning, Captain. How was your sleep?
Tell us when Miller and I are there.
Okay. So you guys have come down now. You're into the ship, and you've got the ship schematic. Everyone's got the ship schematic. You know that the cryo. Did you tell them where you were going?
No.
Okay. But you've got the motion tracker, so you see that he is up ahead in another different. He's up ahead by about 50 meters.
Additionally, I'm assuming there's not just one, but at least 2 motions, maybe more, because it's not going to just pick up him.
So now what you're picking up 6 sources of motion, of movement.
Okay.
So one became all of a sudden 6 stops.
That's where we need to be then.
They're moving all around us. Wait a minute.
Well, we're watching the camera from his.
Yeah. So you guys, if you're looking at his feed, you will see he goes. You'll see a cryo room with a bunch of beds, and 5 of them are filled with a crew, and they start to open up. And there's 5 individuals there. One of them's talking to Mother, saying, "Hey, where's Ava?"
Yeah, give me the updates.
I'm gonna go over to the computer.
They're groggy, but
and request crew manifest for the ship.
okay. Give me a piloting roll.
Oh, only 4.
Nothing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put that request in with the other information. Like I already sent in the request for the computer overrides.
I mean, you
Okay.
could ask me to scan it because.
Oh, no, I'm not scanning. I'm actually going into the company computer and requesting records.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna send another message.
Yeah.
Send me records. Okay. All right.
What about what you?
Okay, are we
as soon
there
as
yet?
we're there, you
Okay,
tell us.
So you've gone into the room. This is kind of what you're experiencing as you walk in, right? They obviously the one individual seems to be a little bit more coherent than the other 4, and he's kind of looking at you. But the other 4 are kind of like really trying to get their bearing, right? As they're coming out of a very long cryo sleep. But the one gentleman has a concerned look on his eye.
Captain Bellagio, you have been in suspended animation for a considerable amount of time. It is my recommendation that you relax a bit and let me perform a medical examination.
So don't touch me. Who are you? Where's Ava?
I believe your synthetic was disabled.
By who?
I am not sure. I have yet to ascertain that detail.
Mother, can you confirm? She says confirmed.
I love the next thing. It's going to be we're going to walk in spacesuits.
So right. So you guys are now. Are you guys as you guys are now on board the Cronus? Are you guys moving hastily towards the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're gonna move down the deck, and you're gonna come up to the T section there, up ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Right over there. Right in there. Then you're gonna actually come around the corner. All right, now you're gonna be. You can see that the cryo decks are up ahead. You can see the door to the one on your left is open, and you can see what appears to be Lucas standing in the doorway, having a conversation with someone.
Okay.
All right. So the three of you are there.
Okay, Captain, let's head in.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are in full concealed suits.
Uh-huh.
All right.
You have to
So
Somebody's
gun
behind you. Somebody's walking up behind you.
Not drawn.
Mr. Lucas, I can handle it from here.
Yes, Captain.
So where they are talking, I'm going to go to the room ahead. So I'm going to cryo room 3.
Okay. So you go to cryo room 3. There are 11 beds in here. They are all empty.
So they're all popped open.
Yep, they're all popped.
Okay.
Well, they're closed, but they're not all.
They're empty. And then I'll also check cryo 1, just so you know.
Okay. So you go over to check cryo 1. Same thing. There are 10 beds in here, and they are all empty.
Perfect. So back to these two.
Okay. So back to the room where we have 5 crew of the Kronos appear to be coming out of a long, deep cryo sleep. Lucas has stepped out of the way so the captain can step in and
I will step in, and I will say, my name is Captain Vanessa Miller of the SS Montero. Who is your captain here?
So the one gentleman that seems to be the most coherent is the gentleman says, I am Captain Balaji, captain of the Kronos.
Okay, Captain Balaji, it looks like your ship has been adrift for roughly 75 years. We found you via
75 years.
distress call that your ship sent out. We are here to conduct a rescue operation.
75 years. What do you mean? So, as he tries to get up, he's like, "Here, we need to get to the bridge."
What happened to your ship, Captain?
So I don't know.
Captain, I would advise you not to get up. You are suffering from extreme sleep sickness.
This is Lucas, a member of my crew.
Okay, he's with you.
Yes. We have one other member of my crew on this ship to help secure it and make sure that it's safe.
Captain, looks like the other cryo tubes are empty.
Thank you, Cam.
Are we docked?
You are currently somewhat docked to my ship. It was, your airlock was damaged. We weren't able to completely dock with the ship.
It's all Draconis. Draconis. We were Draconis.
What happened on Draconis, Captain?
Man, I can't remember. Now, anyone that can go ahead and give me a comtech roll if you're in the room.
I'm not in the room.
Get your ass down there.
So will I?
Someone's got to pilot the
The
ship.
draw to go onto a ship like
We're
this,
not
a science
expendable.
vessel, and to check it out is overwhelming to you. As you're like, I really want to check this.
Dave,
I do,
Yeah.
because I just want to break
We're
up
not
the
expendable.
I want to touch buttons.
have they stepped in so I can step in?
Oh yeah, you can
I'm just
step in.
asking, should I do that for the comtech
Yeah,
roll?
you can step
Okay.
in.
Some people are more important than others. Just the way it is.
priorities.
I do not have
I
contact.
mean, even if they die,
So you're just
still get
rolling a
cargo
straight
where it has to go.
attribute roll, which is
Wits?
comtech wits.
Okay.
Damn. Dave, you just
I
tell me
got
what
a
you need
success
and I'll
off
get
of
it for you. Just
So I
write
have
something.
0.
0. Anybody that's got 1 or more?
I got one success, but I was rolling straight wits.
She's witty.
You're rolling straight wins. That's fine. So you have 1. If you have 1 or more, you know that one of the side effects of really long cryo sleeps is amnesia.
Okay.
So as he's trying to, the Draconis system comes back to his memory, and it's like he pulled that from way, he was like, Draconis, right? He appears to really be struggling with what happened, where he was, as he's also trying to shake off the cobwebs.
Captain, what is your vessel researching?
I was going to say,
Exploration vehicle. Wayland Yutani exploration science vessel.
Exploration of what?
2 successes on that roll.
Okay.
Is there anything I can add, or
What would you, what are you trying to,
I
you just the roll's letting you know that amnesia is a part of prolonged cryo sleep, and so it's quite feasible that he's not remembering and may not remember for some time exactly what happened.
I would like to make a convincing sounding argument that we should move them to the med bay because there are other symptoms like stroke or things like that due to prolonged sleeping. Even if that's not the case,
Okay.
Try to be
And so go ahead and give me a manipulation roll.
Do any of the 5 that I can see look like they are workers?
Could be,
Meaning,
yes.
like the only way I'd know would be like physical body being larger.
So,
not necessarily ripped in muscles, but
So you see, there's one muscular individual, who's pretty well built,
male or female.
Male, and and he's like, you get to the mess hall. Now, the only time you've ever heard anyone refer to the galley as the mess hall, right, as it was a military term, right? You're gonna make assumption like this guy's some type of military background.
Does he got the Frankenstein crew cut?
He's got the he's an African American guy, right? So he's got the
Jarhead. Oh God.
He's got the squared off afro kind of cut, but it's trimmed.
Kid and
close.
play.
Yeah, well, not like that.
Instead of being 4 inches tall, it's like 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there is there's a slender fellow who he's like he kind of props himself up on his shoulders, and he's like, I need to bring the medical lab online so we can find out what it is we're dealing with. So he seems to be identifying himself as some type of medical
Professional.
medical professional. So, and then there's a female. The female doesn't say anything other than the fact that she's like, God, somebody get me something to drink already. Right? And then there is a gentleman on the far bed, farthest away from the door, who is very quiet. He kind of looks left and looks right, and he kind of steps out with one foot, real slowly, kind of hunkers down a little bit. He starts looking across the room at you. And he steps his other foot out, and he backs himself into a corner. He's all, stay away. All you, stay away. He's looking at all 8 of you, all 7 of you, right? As he kind of doesn't appear to understand where he's at in the moment, right?
Lucas, can you look towards that individual?
And he starts kind of panning left and right with his head, and it looks like he almost begins to reach for something, but it's like he's almost frantically looking for something that he can put in his hand. But everything
As defense.
in his immediate vicinity is like attached to something, right? It's part of a cryo bed or something. He seems, not quite coherent. He's obviously in some other place, but he's very, he's that frightened animal in a corner.
Captain,
He's like, don't come any closer.
Captain, what is your crew member's name?
He says, he's all, Cooper, it's me.
Cooper, please be calm.
All right, give me a manipulation roll.
Well,
Mr.
I got-
Cooper, you are safe.
Okay.
which was on the BS roll, but if you
So you were trying to convince the captain, hey, we need to move you to medical, right?
Right.
So that's what that roll was for.
Okay.
Give me a manipulation roll now. It's an opposed roll to try and calm down Cooper.
You got it. Come on.
Okay.
Ooh, one success. That's all you need.
Oh man, he's pretty badass.
Oh.
6. All right.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I've got 2.
Yeah.
So all right, so I have 1 net. So he's all, don't come any closer. I know your kind.
Oh.
He'll kill us all.
Racist much?
Cooper, please.
Don't believe him. He'll kill us all. He'll turn us and kill us all, just like the other one did.
All right, that sounds super
Mr.
racist.
Cooper, you are safe.
Give me a manipulation roll.
Cooper, I do not mean you any harm. However, you appear to be suffering.
Can I
extreme
command
paranoia.
somebody who's not on my crew?
No. So, that's why this is a manipulation roll, not a command roll.
Okay.
He doesn't know you.
So into my head comm, which to my knowledge as a player is the 4 of us. I don't know that Lucas can hear through Mother, but to the 4 of us, I'm going to ask,
So, is there a synth on board
Got
here?
one success, but I was
Is there a
rolling
what?
straight empathy.
Wilson?
I haven't been able to get any information from Corporation yet. For
Davis? Any
headquarters.
luck?
Trying to find out if
If there's a synth on board.
on board this ship.
yes.
Yeah. The Cronus.
Yes.
No. Yes, Cronus.
There's nothing. You guys haven't come across anything that would lead you to believe that there was a synth on board. The only one that knows whether there was a synth on board
I
or
keep
not.
hearing the
Lucas.
name
I would
Ava,
assume that there is because it's a larger ship with a scientific.
You can make that assumption just on your corporate background
Yeah.
that a ship this size, especially being a science vessel, probably would not go out into space without a synth.
Yeah.
Smaller ship like you guys' freighter, you can set it on autopilot basically and just
Yeah.
let it roll. These things are equipped to go much further, and have much longer cryo sleep, than what you've got in your freighter. So
Really quick,
this
Dave.
thing's got 5 decks,
Have we overheard the name of the captain?
Balaji.
Balaji?
Balaji.
Balaji.
Yep.
Not Bellagio.
Okay.
Bellagio.
That's
Hey,
close
great,
enough,
all right.
you know, whatever.
So I had one success.
We haven't got the name for
So
the
you have one
doctor.
success. All
Who's
right.
the fifth guy?
And let's see. So you are trying to. I'm sorry. Do what now?
I'm
there
trying
is
to
another- I
calm
don't know what's
Cooper
going on.
down.
You're trying to calm Cooper down. So Cooper is resisting. I have one. So you do not calm him. You do not seem to calm him down in this instance. Unless you want to spend, unless you want to push.
I just want to say real quick too. I don't know how it works in this game, but I am holding my action. So if Cooper makes a hostile action towards her, I can.
Yeah, if he makes
Subdue him.
a hostile action, then we'll go into initiative, right? And we'll draw initiative cards and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I will.
Okay,
You're gonna
so
push?
Since you're gonna push, so that's gonna increase your stress level. So anytime you increase your stress level, you've got a meter, on your character sheet.
Yeah.
You're gonna mark one box on your stress level. Your stress level now is 1.
And you're adding 1 yellow die to the pool.
Yep, 1 yellow die now.
Oh.
You get to
From
reroll
now
your
on-
failures. So you're gonna keep the 1 success that you had and reroll the failures, not all the dice.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh,
And
okay.
Jill-
One
Yeah,
success.
you have 1 right now, and then what you're looking for is 1.
So you
more
only have
success.
1 success, so you get to re-roll the rest.
And
Okay.
Jill, from
Okay.
now on, until you heal it, you will have that yellow die in every dice roll you make.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are called stress dice. That's where it gets fun. All right. So you don't have any more
Okay.
success. You can't further push it, but you do keep that 1 stress level. All right. Okay. So, what else? Anyone else going to do anything? What's Cam doing?
Well, I'm watching. I'm focused on the one that appears to be in some kind of paranoid
The
delusion.
flamethrower. Okay.
I don't have the flamethrower. I've got the gun, but I'm not shooting
All right.
someone.
All right.
So I'm on the ship.
Okay. Yep.
I don't have much to do. Is there any way to release some happy fun sedative or something to calm everyone down on the ship? I don't think so, but I thought I should check.
There's nothing that you can
Star
release
Trek thing.
through the ventilation system to make everybody chill, right?
Yeah.
Now, you're not slave to the ship. You could abandon your post. You can set the ship on autopilot. It ain't going anywhere.
I don't think my captain would like that very
All right.
much, so I'm going
I
to
just
stay
don't
at my
want you
post.
thinking you're stuck there.
No. I want to support my captain. I was hoping maybe there's something I can do from remotely, but apparently not. Okay.
Engage the puff pass protocol.
That's the doobie on the left hand side.
I'm watching all this on the camera. I'm watching this guy freak out.
Yeah.
Can I read his body language and his demeanor to see if I can influence the way they interact with him? Give him a suggestion.
Well, give me a manipulation roll. Or give me an observe roll. Sorry.
darn it.
Observe.
what?
Darn it, I was
Observe.
hoping,
Observation.
I was hoping it would be empathy. Straight empathy.
That'll be observation plus
Whatever you
empathy.
want.
But this,
You do
it's,
it,
the
sir.
same
Observation
actually,
plus wits.
it's actually the same thing. Same dice.
Do it. Ooh, you got a success.
All right, so you've got a success. And what is it that you're trying to do? So you're trying to gauge his demeanor. I mean,
Read his body language and
his body
demeanor.
language is frightened, concerned, sporadic, manic.
But would I think this is in retaliation for something that happened, or if he has some kind of psychosis, or
More like some type of psychosis. Could be from coming out of the cryo sleep. You've heard about these kinds of things happening before, but typically there's some type of medical officer on board ready to deal with this kind of thing. But in this instance, that's not the case.
Okay, I'm gonna pop over to the captain. Captain Miller, you seem to have an agitated member of the crew that you may have to sedate.
Clearly agitated.
No shit.
Okay.
It would be helpful if you got down to the medical lab to get a sedative.
Thank you very much for your input, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, really insightful, man.
He's clearly agitated. So, at this point, as you guys are communicating, it's clear that he's got nothing in his reach that he can grab a hold of, and he kind of instead of coming from the crouch position, he kind of stands up, and puts his back against the wall, and he's starting to keeps an eye on all of you as he's starting to slide with his back up against the wall, and he's trying to slide behind the cryo tubes, crawl up over the back. He's trying to move his way around to the door.
Keeping his distance.
Keeping a maximum amount of distance as possible. He's not paying any attention. Only thing, his eyes are just fixed on you. He will not take them off you guys.
I look at Cam and motion to the door to block the door. And
I
I'm
give the captain a single nod
going
and
to
take a
say,
step back.
Mr. Cooper, you are suffering from a psychosis as a result of your cryo sleep.
Okay.
Please
mental
calm
bends.
down so that we can help you.
It's all, don't you lie to me. right? And at that point, he kind of drops to his knees and he starts holding his head. He's like, "Ah, make it stop!" And he puts his forehead down on the floor.
Ah,
and
shit,
now he's
Captain,
leaning
he
forward.
cray.
He's kind of rocking back and forth on his knees, and he's like, "Oh, help!" He starts screaming for help.
Oh, that's a bad headache.
It's a bad headache.
Lucas, can you please subdue him?
All right, and
Lucas,
I will move over
send in
there.
the android.
Mortal Kombat!
This made me think of you being the doctor in the madhouse, and now you're in a white coat. You're the assistant.
As you take the command from the captain and step over, as you kind of shift your gaze back to Cooper, who's holding his head kind of rocking forward and backwards on his knees, he rolls over onto his side, and he's just holding his head, and he's rolling kind of left and right. And at some point, he coughs, and a bunch of blood splatters out of his mouth onto the floor.
What the hell?
He starts
Fuck that
choking,
shit.
and you can hear the gurgling in his throat as he's
Nope.
trying to
Nope.
force some type of word out. And he's still holding his head, and he's starting to cough up blood, and it's just spraying onto the floor.
Are they still in
I'm
their
moving
suits?
down.
Yes.
I'm grabbing
We're
his
both
head.
still in our
and I'm
suits.
twisting his neck.
Okay. So as you go down, so give me a mobility roll.
Can you do that?
I don't think he can do
The
that.
three laws.
You can.
Oh, yeah,
that is
the
against
3
your
laws.
to go and snap its neck. You're not. That doesn't.
But he's
compute for you as a
protecting
sin-
more human life.
Right, but you don't
That's
have the
one of
ability to
those
go harm him.
numbers.
That's one of those crazy things with the
It's
three
Not a
laws.
Spock
Okay.
thing.
So
You
I'm,
wouldn't put him out of his misery. Yeah.
that wasn't my thinking. My thinking is like there's something happening where he like he's coughing blood.
He's coughing up
So
blood.
maybe he has a disease or something.
Plug it.
So my idea is to stop it before.
Plug it.
But
you
the
know,
three laws, the third law is
You're not trying to snap his neck. You would maybe try to clear his airway.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll go
okay,
with
okay.
that.
Yeah.
So go over and give me a Comtech roll.
Okay.
Comtech.
Comtech. That's repair. So it's first aid, things like that.
There's actually first aid.
Medical aid.
Ooh, you get to add
medical
dice.
aid,
Nice.
sorry. Medical aid.
Under empathy.
Yeah. Medical aid.
Medical aid.
Which is
Oh,
the thing
okay.
he doesn't do well.
No, he still gets
When
to
he
add
repairs
dice.
himself, it's Comtech because he's a
No, he's medical aid. He's got 2.
There you go.
Oh, do you
Plus
want to roll
6.
contact?
No, I'm
medical
sorry.
aid.
It's medical aid because I forgot. Urosynthetic. When you repair
Yeah.
yourself, it's Comtech.
Wait,
we
but
gotta
it's
roll
2
the
plus
link
6,
ability.
right?
No, 2. He has
Look
no
at your
skill.
sheet. Look where medical aid comes off of. It comes off,
Off
of
of
empathy.
wits.
No.
Comes off of empathy.
What do you have for empathy?
No,
0?
it comes off of wits.
No.
It's observation, survival, contact
Those
is
3.
wits. Medical. Oh,
Yeah, medical aid and...
shut up.
Yeah.
So
I would
you
assume
roll
he'd
dice
have
at the
some
beginning?
training in medical too.
No.
All right,
Okay.
all right. So you got no successes. What are the rest of you doing that are so Captain Miller and Cam? You're like standing there. You're standing in the door.
Are you there too?
The-
Cam, don't take your
Are you
suit
there
off.
The other 4 individuals that
with
are
you?
getting out of
Are you
cryo,
No,
in
I'm with
the...
you.
they're at this
Okay.
point. They're like
Okay.
in the tubes, like they're just like in awe, like whoa, what the, like they're kind of like
They're leaving their best weapon.
they're kind of deer in the headlights. At this,
We
at
need
this
to lock
moment.
the door.
All right.
So I say, Cam, back out of the room.
I'm not
Yeah,
locking
hey,
the door without
hey,
the captain on
Court
it.
guy,
Well,
hey,
we
Wilson.
can unlock it for
Hey,
them.
Wilson.
But if we don't lock it and the other crew.
God
cross-
damn it, Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, were you talking about plague? There's a guy throwing up blood on
I
here.
saw that. In fact, we're going to. I want to lock
Hold
the
on.
door.
Quarantine
The company-
protocols.
Yes.
Wait, what the shit? No, do not.
Hold on. We know that you're in suits, but we don't want anybody else crossing other than you two.
Lucas, back out of the room. with
I
us.
back out of the room.
So you back out of the room.
So do I.
And you start to back out of the room. As
Come
you
on
kinda-
back,
as
Captain.
You
Come
go
on
over,
back.
You're trying to see if there's a way to clear his airway or something like that, where he's not basically choking.
No, fuck
or,
that. He's a goner.
Drowning
Leave
in his
him.
own blood, right? Let that bitch die. Get
Let
over
that
there.
bitch die! It's not worth it, man!
As you get up, right? As you stand up, something bursts out of the front of his face.
Fuck
his
no!
face breaks apart. Something
That's pretty gross.
long and cylindrical busts out and lets out this shriek, right? And you see as his face just opens up and he slumps down and just expires. And there is some type of life form that has burst from his head, his skull, breaking his skull apart. Blood splatters out all over the floor, all across your legs, right? And this thing pops out. And
Hello,
I'm-
my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my right gal. Sorry.
That was a great part of that movie.
When I see that,
I'll have the.
I will be
no,
closing the
soup-
door
there we
with
go.
Lucas in there.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Wasn't the super the special today?
Oh, bap. Sorry, ain't been around long enough, bud. All right. Now, okay, yeah. Okay, so what are you doing? So you all witnessed this.
I stepped out.
You're out
Yes,
of the room.
I
You're
am
at
Captain
the
Miller
door.
followed me
closed
backing
the
out.
door.
So you're like, oh yeah, hell no. So the door closes. You're
We're
like,
not leaving them.
I'm actually not
How
even
much-
paying attention to that. I'm looking at the creature.
How much
Okay.
space do we have between the umbilical and their ship? What's the distance?
10 meters.
Okay.
That's not bad.
I'm good with that. I was going to see if we need to retract it more for,
I am not leaving my captain.
No, if it was like
No.
10 feet, I'd say we
And
need to
we're
retract
not-
it. Or
I'm
10
looking
meters.
you incredulously right now.
And we're not leaving Lucas either. But we
Wow,
need-
we don't give a
We
fuck.
do
He's
need to have
synthetic, whatever.
Enough
Like I said,
separation
he's
that
a
somebody
tool.
couldn't just easily transfer.
Yes.
What comes out of Cooper's head is something that's it's encased in some type of like, for lack of a better term, like amniotic sac, if you will, right? And it's close to the skin, and something's curled up, right? As this thing kind of comes out, it starts to increase in size right before your very eyes, right? And
bet
like
we're looking
the
through the
small
window
paw
watching
that,
this.
that burst his head apart now is like a wad on the floor, and it's now like twice the size, and you're starting to see the tension on this amniotic sac, if you will, start to kind of stress a little bit, and you're starting to see what look like maybe some type of appendages start to move independently.
That's
inside.
a whole lot of nope.
So I'm gonna kneel down, and I'm like observing,
Beautiful butterfly.
observing this.
Fucking
And,
synthetics.
Is
I-
there something that I can do to physically
You're like walking up the door.
lock the door so that the captain can't disable it?
What you can do is you can make a piloting roll
Okay.
to basically lock the door to a point where the only way to do it is with the captain's key. You can put in basically a code. You have to interface with it and do an override or convince
Okay.
Mother to override.
Okay.
Okay, so give me a piloting roll with your stress die.
Okay. Does the piloting roll take away one of my success? Or this
Nope,
the stress?
nope, you're good. It's just if
Okay,
you roll a
I
little
got-
alien on that yellow die, let me know.
2 successes.
2 successes. You access it, you lock the door, and you put in a lock code.
Okay, and I'm going to address the ship's mother.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I'm the captain of another vessel who came over here for a rescue operation. And it appears that the captain and crew have some sort of contagion. I've contained them in the cryo bay along with one of my crew members. Until we figure out what this contagion is, we can't let it spread to the rest of the ship or to my ship.
Okay.
Is at this moment that I am very grateful I am a pilot and not one of you fucks.
Can we cut the power to the umbilical? Not to the shunt that goes over to the other ship?
Oh, you'd have to go down there and like unhook it.
Okay. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna tell you we need to cut the power to that ship so that they can't get their ship fully operational.
Do not cut the power to the ship.
Since they're all talking, I'm gonna like squat down next to the thing.
There's a recharge
And
going
since
on.
it looks like it's kind of struggling,
At a certain
I
point,
wanna,
the reactor will be able
open
to fire up.
the umbilical sac kind of gently.
You're gonna try and open it up so you try and help it out of its
Right.
its confines.
Right.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. All
He's
right.
David. He's totally David.
What do you
He's
have,
totally David.
So what do you have to try and cut through? So as you reach down and you feel this thing, it looks and it feels a lot thicker and a lot sturdier than it looks. You know. It
Is
feels-
there a piece of skull nearby?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
like a rough edge?
So you grab like a piece of broken skull and start kind of.
Well, you guys aren't seeing this. You're all talking.
Oh, I'm not.
Give me an observation.
We're seeing it all.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys, you're looking down. Your
got
camera's
the
still
camera.
on. So, like, the people on the Montero are watching this, like,
What the fuck is he doing,
Yeah.
man?
okay. So you see Lucas grab a piece of skull and start to kind of
Hey,
slowly,
what the
carefully-
fuck is Lucas doing?
Because I can't talk to him. I got to talk to the rest of my people.
Okay.
He's playing with a new toy.
Lucas, stop.
That is fucked up, yo.
I couldn't think of any other way to put it.
Captain, this is some form of life. I'm analyzing it so that I may determine the threat level.
Well, I think the threat levels have burst out of somebody's head.
Give me a manipulation roll. And this is an opposed roll, so you're also going to give me a manipulation roll. And
Hey.
it's going to see who is more, to see how well you believe
You got to
what
add your
he's
stress
saying.
die.
Captain
And I
Miller.
can't command him because he's not
You can't
technically
command
part
him.
of my crew.
You can't command him. No, and this here is just your. It's an opposed roll to just see, like, do you believe what he's trying to tell you right now? considering the circumstances.
No successes.
Enough for him either.
No successes. Okay, no strange alien life form on your stress die. Did you get any successes?
Nope.
Okay, so you start to say something like, you guys are speaking two different languages right now. Captain Miller's kind of like, right, like kind of looking like, all trying to take it in, and Cam's like, hey, what the fuck? You see what's going on here? Okay. All right. So, eventually, as you really have to put some effort into it, right? Where it looks like a thin membrane, it's actually quite thick, and you finally pop through it and are able to slice with the fragmented piece of skull, and it starts to open up. And what you see is this, like, kind of bulbous, translucent white head pop up.
Oh, this is above my
right
pay
as it
grade.
sticks out, as it pops up out of the sack, and its arms kind of unfold like an insect, and it pushes the rest away.
Nope.
And as soon as you guys see this, and even you guys looking through the camera, all of your stress level goes up by 1. So mark that on your sheet.
Damn it.
Right.
I really don't want to vomit in my space.
It's right above health.
Story stress. Okay.
Balaji says, "Kill it! Kill that thing! Kill it now!"
Wait, didn't it come out of Balaji?
No, it came out of Cooper. Came out of Cooper.
Oh, okay,
But
okay,
the captain's like in his tube, like, kill it! Kill it! Right? He's starting to
The
freak out.
captain's in here too with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is in the room.
yeah.
Their
So-
courage is in there with you.
So I'm gonna look to see if I can find like what looks like a weak point, like its neck, and I'm gonna snap the
Okay,
neck.
you're going to attempt to snap it, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, so this is where we go into initiative, all right? So the way combat works, the way initiative works, anybody going to do anything else before the initiative starts over on the Montero?
Nope.
You're on the other outside of the door, you're on the outside of the door, all right? So you see this thing, and as it stands up to about 4 feet in height, right?
Nope,
It's
nope,
got-
nope, nope,
That
nope,
grew a
nope,
whole
nope,
bunch.
nope, nope.
claw-like appendages, on it at the end of its fingers, right? Its arms are much longer, like look like they could probably drag on the ground, right? And as it kind of extends them at the elbow because they're all folded in, right?
How do I fire
Mother,
nuclear
could I
whistles?
cut life support to the room?
So you're gonna try and convince Mother to cut life support off to the room. Okay. So you know that the computer basically it can change the atmosphere in the room by depleting the oxygen levels, changing the temperature, turning off the cryotubes, but you also have the rest of the crew of the Cronus in there with him.
Oh, yeah. I
So,
forgot about
all
that.
right, so what are we rolling for?
It was initiative. I was rolling my
Oh.
close combat. First.
No, we don't roll initiative yet, right? So the way initiative works is we draw a card.
Oh.
Right? So this is a deck of 10 cards. Just want to make sure that no one else on the Montero was trying to do anything before we went into an initiative round.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So everyone draw one of those cards. They're face down, so pick a card.
Do you want the Montero crew to draw or not?
This is for the Montero crew, not the Cronus crew. This is for you guys, right? The Cronus crew is like in their cryotubes freaking out. The captain's like, kill it! Kill that thing!
All right. So what you're saying is all 5 of us need to crawl.
Yes.
Roll.
The,
All right.
the reason why I want you to draw a card is in case you decide to act at any
Gotcha.
portion of the round. All right? And then I will draw a card. All right. Oh, all right. So,
good.
The way initiative works
Oh, no.
is the lowest number goes first.
Oh, no!
We work in ascending order, which means 1 goes first, and then as we
Shit.
move up in number, then, those numbers subsequently come afterwards. Okay,
I'm so sorry, Matthew.
Oh, I
okay.
got 2.
With
All right. So I have number 1. All right. Now, one of the things that you can do in combat actions is you can exchange your initiative with the monster. All right. So when it comes to your turn, if you're if you get a stunt on your attack or something like that, then you may be able to switch initiative since I have the 1. All right?
This is bullshit.
Cheater.
Collusion!
Right. All right. Here we go. All right. So I am going to roll an attack. Let me just look at my blood burster. The blood burster is now born.
Oh shit, that doesn't sound good. A blood burster?
A blood burster?
Fuck off with that.
Okay. Now the way the way close combat works. Let me just tell you. All right, close combat.
Oh, I'm not close though because I'm in the safety of
very
the
far.
co-pilot. Yeah, we're in the
About as-
safety of the
about as far as
cockpit.
So
Yeah.
I make a close combat attack.
Aren't you glad you stayed behind?
I am.
The way the rounds work is you have a fast action and a slow action for every round, and there are different types of actions. Doing an attack would be like a slow action, right, or like a major action. A fast action is like maybe movement or picking up an item. You can exchange your slow action for a fast action to give you 2 fast actions in a round instead of your 1 fast action and 1 slow action. Okay, so I'm going to make a close combat attack against you. you can then decide to use your, it's a reactive action, which is the same as, what type of action is that? I think it is it's a fast action to where you can try and block, basically. Right? You say, I'm going to try and block. So it's an opposed roll. I'm going to roll my close combat, and you are going to roll your close combat, and then the net hits are going to be basically. I need to generate more hits on mine in order to do damage to you than you do on yours. So we'll go ahead and roll. All right. You roll your close combat. I'll roll mine. All right. Okay.
You got 1.
Okay. I've got 0. All right.
Woo-wee.
All right. So you were able. So this thing does. Tell you what it does.
Kill it with fire.
So this thing hisses at you and leaps forward and tries to jump on you, right? But you dodge out of the way, and it jumps and lands about 5 feet past you, and like quickly turns around and like bares its jaws, right? And starts to poise for another leap.
Yeah, I imagine that very mechanically, like just
right. You're
like
just like whoa,
Aikido and
right?
over
Yeah, you're just like
everything.
whoop, you know. All right, so that was on 1. Who has 2? What does everyone else
I have 2.
You have 2. It is now your turn.
I am. Is there anything in here that looks like that could be used as a blunt instrument?
There is a fire extinguisher on the wall.
Ooh, there we
All right,
go.
I'm going to grab that fire extinguisher.
Okay, so that would be one fast action.
Right,
So you go over, grab the fire extinguisher off the wall.
right. And then I'm hoping to disorient it. I'm going to turn it and blow it at the creature.
You're gonna blow it, not try and bludgeon it with the weight of the extinguisher.
I want to like totally. I'm hoping it'll like distract him
Blind it or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
blind him.
Okay. So go ahead and make a close combat. So this is going to be a ranged attack, not a close combat attack.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to. Well, I can't block this. I can try and dodge. I'm gonna. So as the bloodburst is going to try and jump out of the way, and it's going to make a mobility roll. So I have no.
Excellent.
I got 1
Thank
success.
you for your support.
Yeah.
You have 1. So like, as the thing kind of gets enveloped in this like white foamy substance, right? And then it kind of disorients it for a moment. So it would normally have another fast action. I'm going to sacrifice this next fast action as it's like starts kind of ripping its head back and forth, trying to shake the stuff off. And so
I can
the foam
imagine it
starts to
so
fly.
well. Oh,
Right?
no.
Okay, so that was on 2. Who's got 3? Or
I have
4? All right, 3. You're on the ship. You're watching this through the camera of Lucas's head cam.
I don't know what I can do.
And it's like,
Shit.
Can we, as actions, exchange initiatives? So, for example, if she doesn't want to use her 3, can she exchange it with somebody with a higher number?
if you get a stunt. Oh, yes. So one of the things you can do is you can exchange your initiative with another initiative of the group. All right? Between the two of you, can say
Yeah,
you
I would
guys
like
can
to do
trade.
that with Cam here.
Okay. Trade cards. These become your new initiative numbers. So you are now on 3.
Mm-hmm.
It is your move.
Wilson, what the hell is this shit?
Beats the hell out of me. I haven't got anything back
Come
from Pepper
on.
yet.
Now's the time to be honest, man. What the fuck is that thing?
If I had to say, I'd say I'm some sort of parasitic organism, and you should get the hell out of there.
Except he's locked in. Oh, no, actually only Lucas is locked in with the crew of the Cronus.
Yeah.
Captain, what are we doing?
Kill it with fire.
Take charge, Captain.
Okay, so at this point,
Fall back on the incinerators and
we are going to
you keep your initiative number.
okay and trade with you.
You can only make 1 trade per round.
okay.
So you're 3. She's still
All right.
But,
But I appreciate it.
Worth
I
a
can
shot.
trade.
Oh,
I'm
Well,
for
right now we're on 3.
oh, okay.
It's your turn right now.
So
It's
I'm
a fast action. You're communicating with the
Yeah.
captain. What do we do, Captain? And you're just waiting.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're holding your slow action and you're waiting.
okay.
So
Okay.
cool. So that's 3. Who's got 4?
This is killing me not being in the action. This is absolutely killing me.
On 4. Okay, so now it's the captain.
Okay, so we are going to fall back and head back to our ship. We are going to disconnect from them.
Are you
And
ditching the artificial life form?
no, not yet. We are going to disconnect with them, and we are temporarily leaving Lucas there.
So we are ditching. I'm
Well,
fine with that, man.
but-
Lucas
do
can
what,
jump
what
from
you
ship
need
to
to
ship.
do.
But
He doesn't need a suit.
Right, he
we
does not
are
need a
at
suit.
this point
Marines,
going
we are
to
out of here.
fall back onto our ship, and then you and I are going to go through decontamination.
So I'm going to take my initiative 3, then my slow action, and head back to the umbilicus at this point.
I'm going to communicate to you and say, Mr. Wilson, you need to communicate with corporate and let them know that this ship has an extremely dangerous biological contaminant.
I was about to
and
report that myself.
That the
Report to
ship
who?
needs to be quarantined.
So on the bridge of the Montero,
I don't
you see a flutter in the panel array, and a bridge-wide communication goes out, and Mother
That's you
says,
two only.
Cascade failure imminent. Fission reactor overload in T-minus 10 minutes.
Aw, shit.
And that's what
Okay,
was up.
all right. All right,
No,
Wilson.
not
I'm
my
gonna need
ship.
you to do some shit for me. And we're wrapping there.
Wrapping there.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.